Hello and welcome to my Quickstart guide to Age of Empires 4. As the launch of the game is later on this day, there will probably be a lot of people coming over from Age of Empires 2, other titles of the franchise, or maybe this will be their first venture into an Age game. So I thought, hey, let's do a small video to help those people get their feet on the ground and have as much fun as I did with the game so far. This video will be separated into 4 chapters, which will have timestamps as well, so if you only want to know something about one specific topic or two, there you go, you're welcome. So without further ado, let's head straight into it with Chapter 1, Economy and Resources. You start out every game with 6 villages, 1 town center and 1 scout, regardless of the civilization you play. Especially at the start of the match, it is important to get a decent food production, with at around 8 villages gathering from sheep, as you will always have 3 of those very close to your starting town center. Later on, you can hunt deer and boars, but beware of boars, they are quite dangerous. Gather from berry bushes, get fish with either shorefish with villagers or fishing ships from the dock, or build farms. Wood is used for most buildings and early military units as well as siege engines. As you would expect, you can collect it from trees. Gold is a lot more important in this game than you may expect from earlier titles, as every single technology costs a certain amount of it. Also, units you can train later on in the game, as well as siege engines, cost gold. In the case of siege engines, they do cost a lot of gold. You can collect it from gold mines, use traders between your markets and your allies' markets or neutral markets, or just buy the resources directly at the market. Finally, the 4th resource is stone. You can get it from stone mines as you would expect, and need it for advanced fortifications as well as for additional town centers if you want to grow your economy even faster. Chapter 2, Aging Up and Landmarks. As usual in the Age of Empires franchise, in Age of Empires 4 there also are different stages of the game you can progress through to unlock new buildings, units and technologies. Unlike in most previous entries though, you do not use your town center to research the next age as if it was a technology, but instead you build one of usually 2 landmarks instead. As one may expect, those landmarks are very central game pieces and can shape the match to your liking. You'll need a special blacksmith, a quintuple barracks, heal nearby units, get unique technologies, or tons of other things. There will surely be a landmark for you. Chapter 3, Military Units and Unit Counters. The basis of the military unit system in the game is rock, paper, scissors. Let's for example take the 3 trash, which means costing no gold, units from the 1st and 2nd age. Spearmen beat cavalry, cavalry beat archers, and archers beat spearmen. Now you may have noted how all of them are also classified as not only cavalry, for example of the horsemen, but also as light. Heavy units come into play, for the most part, in the 3rd age, the castle age. Examples of those are the men-at-arms and the knight, but also the imposing war elephant. Heavy units, for the most part, have no attack bonus against specific types, but they have a high base attack and armor from the get-go. In order to combat those, you may want to field special anti-armor units such as the crossbowmen, though spearmen will also work quite well against knights, since knights, again, have the cavalry type. If you take a look at the unit-specific bonuses, their types, and your opponent's ones, you should thus be able to tell what unit would work best in each matchup, but you probably will develop a feeling for this after just playing with it around for a little bit. Chapter 4, Fortifications. Now, even with knowing all of the counter units, the best fight usually is won outside of your economy. Hence, you might want to be able to build some fortifications, or might need to destroy your opponent's ones. There are 2 classes of fortifications, 1 wood and 1 stone. Palisade walls only cost wood, but they are also quite easy to tear down. Stone walls, on the other hand, are very sturdy, and most important, they cannot be attacked by non-siege units. You can also send units to the top of the wall. If it either got breached by a siege engine, you have a siege tower which you can use to get your units on top, or build, if it's your own walls, a stone gate or stone towers into the wall. When building towers and gates, You need to be careful though to place them into the correct direction, so they can shoot onto your opponents in the case of towers, and you can also enter the walls from the inside. If you build it the wrong way around, your opponent might be able to just simply walk up to and onto your walls, which you maybe want to avoid. Now, if you paid attention, you will notice those were the 4 chapters I announced, but for those real tryhards out there, there is chapter number 5, winning the game. In standard games, there are 3 types of victories possible. The first, and likely the most common one, is the landmark victory. To achieve this, you have to destroy all enemy landmarks. Each player counts separately here, so even if your teammates' ones are still intact, you get eliminated if yours are gone. Note there that the starting town center also counts as one of the landmarks. If a landmark gets destroyed, you can also repair them back up to full health. The second type of victory is the wonder victory. In order to win this way, you need to get to the 4th age, the Imperial Age, and build the very expensive wonder building for your civilization. As soon as it gets finished, the enemy get notified of it, and a countdown starts, at the end of which your victory will get declared, as long as the wonder still stands at that time, of course. The last and final victory condition is the sacred victory. For this, it's a little bit more complicated, but you need to capture all of the sacred sites on the map. Depending on the map, it is usually between 1 and 3 sacred sites, and then hold all of them for 10 minutes uninterrupted. If you lose control over one, the timer gets reset. You can capture sacred sites starting at the 3rd age in most cases, the castle age, by walking onto it with a monk and staying there for a few seconds. Every holy site will also produce a small trickle of gold as long as you control it. One can neutralize sacred sites by walking onto them with military units, while the enemy does not have any military units on it. But this should be enough input for now to get you started with Age of Empires 4, and I hope you found this video helpful. Anyways, I would like to thank you a lot for watching this video, and of course the developers for creating the game in the first place. This has been Alkhalim, and I wish you a great day and have much fun on launch day. Bye!